Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 77 of Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. And we need to talk to Gidya. Let's talk to her. I'm Gaida. I'm a researcher in the field of animancy. I could use some assistance if you're willing to hear me out. Very well, let's hear it out. I'm looking into the BWAC problem, that is, forces that can unhouse souls from their vessels. I'm trying to develop some kind of defense to protect people against these forces. The trouble is, investigating what unhouses souls in the first place requires, well, souls. I haven't been able to arrange any test subjects. I need your help. We've lost so many people to these BWACs already. Imagine if we could prevent such a thing from ever happening again. Perhaps you can do something other than KIF for these tests. I'd be willing to try using alternate subjects, if you have any suggestions. There are vessels in the Eastern Wood. Can't you use them? Yes, but working with vessels can be dangerous. Here's some muscle. This ought to help. I certainly will, thank you. I'll put the money to good use. With a good team, I'm sure we can gather a few subjects. A cure can't be far away. Right. Yeah. And now it's time. Actually, we need to go this way. We need to descend all the way back down into the paths of OD Nua. Because those fuckers haven't beat me yet. They're just very damn close to killing me. But we've got 4 more supplies. We should be fine. If we run into any more problems, then that's probably when we're going to, probably just be like, alright, fuck it, we're not going deeper. And that's when we'll get back to the, main story stuff. Right, let's get here.
Looks a little healthier than before.
There's the hands of it, and that's so. Whoa.
Farewell.
Oh, you're still busy.
Ready, Watcher.
Damn it. Right, to level 8, ladies and gentlemen. To level 8. That's level 5, I think. Or the one below 5. The way of the picture. I think that's actually level 3. I think... Oh, fuck it. We can figure this out. I can figure this out just by looking at the map in a second. It is... Yeah. It's actually level 4. It's a one below level 5. Sorry, 1 above level 5. Yeah. Right, we need to get to here. So I'm going to speed up so we, save a little bit of time. We now have only got 20 grand. So I know we've got 23 now. We are really rich at the moment, in a way.
I'll see what I can find.
Let's get ourselves back into... Yep, there we go. Yeah. Dragool, Skeletal Ranger. Pull back. Pull back. Fuck him up. Fuck him up. Fuck him up. Itumak. Fuck him up. Oh, so Gandhi's using weapons again. Fuck, I didn't realize. I forgot. I completely forgot I told her to do that. Can you actually do that? That cunt's using really decent spells, and you have a lot of level 3rd level. You have a lot of 3rd level spells, so you mind using it on that cunt. Save us some effort by getting rid of him straight away. Right, let's use Explode. Preferably on that cunt over there. Actually, I'm going to use it on that cunt. So our own... See, he didn't explode, but it's fine. He didn't explode violently as I was hoping he would. Everyone fuck him up. He's the only person we can kill at the moment. Steroids will use a basic heal to try and keep people, on decent. The less we have to dip into our health, the better. Saves us. Pretty much just saves us camps. But still, saving camps is a very important thing. Let's get Dura to the front. There we go. Let's move on. Skeletal Wizard, a Vampire. Deer and I will go take them out.
Hey.
I knew there'd be others, but I needed to like just immediately deal with some stuff. Like I needed to immediately start a fight. Use a high level spell on the vampire, please. Ooh. Durance, you need to use that spell. I think we need to really hit that vampire with some strong ass spells. So, you know, try and kill him off. Use major endurance if you can, man. Damn it, you died before you could use it. Or you got knocked down before you could use it. You know what? Activate your spells again. Actually, scream. That roar does a lot of damage normally. So let's make sure we get it done. Try using quite a lot of spells to try and kill these people. I think I went into the fight wrong as usual. But we got the super murderous achievement, which is, well, I mean, it's not a creative name, but it's still funny. We don't need to use a thing yet, though it is annoying me. I am annoyed at how my Alof has used so many of his spells. But what can you do? There's going to be a trap in here. I just don't know where it is.
He does it.
See?
For the wheel.
Yeah, we're probably going to have to, you know, think about getting, you know, some camping. You know what? Seeing as it's so easy to get out of here, I'm okay with camping.
I'll take a look.
What's that? Let's have a look. Durance, go tell me what that is. These ornate stone coffins are lined with Adra. Peculiar runes encircled the jewel sphered at the lid. Anyway. Durance, you can walk to there.
Yeah. Lava room beyond sea.
Just to keep you out of mischief the early part of the fight. I have no clue what your spells do, so I'm just gonna let you. If you got a buffer, like healing should. I feel like you should use spells for buffing as well as healing, but for some reason this cunt just wants to be annoying. If he wants to be annoying, I'm willing to, you know, drag out, like, pull out some big ass spells to ensure that cunt can't do what he's doing. Vampire is the thing to kill. Ignore him. Alof may hit you, but he's not trying to kill you. Well, he is, but he's doing a shit job of it. That's what you should really bring away from that. How bad of a job he's doing. Turn off slow mode, there's no reason for it. It's also like the healing spells are like less efficient the more people you put in the circle. But hey, he's got a decent amount of his endurance back without needing to go dip into health. That's a win in my book. We do have a lot of stuff to sell. Don't know what's in. These ornate coffins are very, very weird. And no, that's not a door. But so, right, let's go over here. Because as far as I know, we've cleared it out. So we need to go talk to the guy and see if he'll let us through. Which will probably be a no. I know what these cunts are like. Though I'm willing to admit that I would probably do the same, so I can't really complain. There we go. There we go. Well, the man regards you eagerly. Is it done? I heard commotion. It's done. The vampire are dead. Ha! Good. Very good. He touches a hand to his mouth, brows knitting, and then laughs. Yes, it's all mine now. All mine now. No more of the screaming. No need for any more pointless demonstrations of power. Go on then. Go barreling down into the deep, if you like. If the beetles don't make a quick end for you. I had some questions first. Yes, I said you could have some answers. What is it? Who are you? Did you want a name? I forgot those ages ago. Who's going to call me anything down here? There's me, and now there's just you. That's all that matters. I was entrusted with the tests we performed here, the foremost, he taps his temple, mind of the age. None could rival me for arcane power save OD Nua himself. He pauses, and perhaps some of his advisors. What was this place? Oh, many things. Our home once. And before that, a place of great deeds, he chuckles. Those fouled chambers in there were once the site of incredible discoveries. We were given the bulk of this floor. There was construction at all hours, of course. He gestures towards the Adra arm. For all of our work was, of course, for OD Nua's purposes. He laughs. Think on it. A dozen sculptures carefully crafting a fingernail. Souls flung from their shells on the top floors above and below. And all while Idros fuses over a cuticle, whatever. What kind of experiments were you doing? Why, we were preoccupied with the matters of the soul. All of us were, because OD Nua was. But here, we toiled to find the dividing line between life and death, and crack it wide open. We were attempting to find the means of binding souls to their mortal vessels, preventing them from crossing the shroud. I say attempting. We found it, of course. A dozen minds set to purpose. How could we not? The things we learned. What a glorious time. We could determine the precise manner in which a soul would crack and shatter, could carefully place a fragment from one into another. He smiles at the memory. While our fellows wasted their efforts on phenomena like blight, we delved right into the heart of the matter. There were certain gaps in our knowledge, of course. I was perhaps enthusiastic in my pursuits. I thought that if anyone should attempt one more personal approach to the test, it should be me. And no amount of certainty will make the imbibing of poison a pleasant experience. Death is the ultimate test, you see. If the soul has flown, then you have failed, he chuckles. Your work sounds very similar. Sounds similar to Animancy. Like what? The man shrugs. Perhaps others follow in our steps. I have not the opportunity to keep up with the state of the magical study. He smiles thinly. How are you stayed alive all this time? The big question. Binding a soul to its body was not, it turned out, very difficult. We were certain we found a kind of immortality. The body could be destroyed beyond repair, but anything less is quite survivable. I was eager to attempt it. My leg, at the time, pained me terribly. Old war wound. And I've heard one subject describe a sense of distance from the pain inflicted upon them. They felt it, but it didn't matter to them, which would be a vast improvement. I remember the first moment, the relief, he sighs, but we found that after some time the body would remember that it was, after all, dead. There's really no describing what it feels like, to see your own fingers rotting away. He makes a face. The smell. We tried to revive the affected subjects with energy culled from their fellows, and it worked well enough. I was able to refine the spell work, keep myself and the others who joined me as hale as ever. OD Nua wasn't terribly pleased with the distraction, but that turned out not to matter. The mob came and murdered him, and we were sealed in here with the rest of his tools. But we still had the Adra, you see, and enough souls housed in here to feed us for, well, as long as we wished. And so, he grins, we had a time of it, we did. We were able to preserve the furniture over the years. We had little meetings in the Grand Chamber. What a nice little family we were. His face grin fades, until it had to end. What happened here? Here? You mean with them? The Adra? All of it? That's a long tale, and my patience has diminished with time. I'll tell you what happened recently. It was the Adra beetles. Oh, you wouldn't think it was something so small, so mundane. But they came swarming up from the lower reaches and started to feed upon the live Adra. Go on. We tried to fight them off, of course, but it was impossible. Killed one and two more are behind it. Something must have driven them up here. I don't know what. They all but amputated our Adra limb. Not enough to support all of us. Not us and the rooms, the tapestries, everything. But enough for me. None of the others knew the spells required. Their only part in it was simply to live in the Adra coffins and be revived by me. So it was an obvious choice, wasn't it? None more of that. No more of anything. I swore I'd burn them all to kindling if they came near. Fortunately, you made that unnecessary. How could you do that to your companions? You're soft-hearted, considering it was you who put an end to their mortality. They weren't anyone's friend. They would have licked the brains out of your cracked skull if they could. There wasn't enough life to go around, that's all it was, and 2,000 years is more than long enough to get to know someone. Think on it this way. You've sent them on their way, and they'll live again in time. Isn't that a comfort? I'm looking for the Master below. Do you know who that is? None of us took such grand titles. The only master of this world would be OD Nua, our king. Our poor, grief-maddened king, he laughs. Would he call himself such, I wonder? OD Nua is dead. The mob would not have retreated without killing him. He thinks a moment. But then, if we could preserve ourselves despite our deaths, then so, perhaps could he. I am sure I considered the possibility once. When it all come crashing down, if any man would prolong himself, it would be him. I wonder, was it he who drove the Adra beetles up from below? His face twists in anger. Who stole our Adrasaurs? Does he mourn his son yet? The mooling fool. That he should resent our feeding upon his statue. A possibility. He regards you with sudden calm. After all this time, it wouldn't surprise me. Can you tell me about OD Nua? Our great lord, a wise man in his day, until his son was lost in accident, some small, unfortunate turn of fate. You have come but a little way past the sealed chambers. You must know by now that OD Nua did not take it well, he chuckles. This monument to his grief has outlasted him. But his madness provided opportunity, a promise of immortality for us all. If it was found at the behest of a grieving father, what did it matter? He had a flock of devoted servants. For we had to find the soul in question, to bring it back from wherever it had gone to house it somewhere suitable, he indicates the statue, and such discoveries have costs, something the rabble didn't understand. Well, I have no more questions. Very well. Very good to stretch the vocal cords, I'd have to say. Beetles? Precarious little devils. They're what caused the whole mess. You can kill one easily enough, but there's a great swarm of them chewing through the Adra. My Adra. There's only the arm now. In any case, they'll tear you apart just as easily as they do the crystals. He pauses. More easily. I'll be going then. Give my regards to the dead when you see them. The man chuckles darkly.
Huh?
Thick rust-red veins of the dead Adra worm their way through the statue. His wrist and into the darkness beyond.
Yeah.
I'm interested in something. Yeah, it's still jutting out, so. This one big. It literally is a fucking titan, isn't it? Well. Okay, it doesn't seem to be. Yep, see? Adra beetles. Adra beetles aren't too bad, actually.
Let's go.
They're just not fun. That would be the best way to put it. Oh, fuck, I turned everyone's opinion. I turned everyone off of, like, I turned everyone off of the target I wanted them on. I just wanted to move me over there. Alof? Please stop what you're doing. There we go. Actually, pull out that massive spear and, you know, do some fucking damage. There we go. Oh shit, B2Mac died. Luckily he doesn't, his endurance isn't like a problem. Alright. There's the way down.
Ready, Watcher.
Hmm.
I'm on
See
the
if
trail.
there's anything else to be had in here. No? Well, let's go downstairs then. Of course, the first thing we've got to look for is see if there's an extra, like an airway back up, like all the way up through here. Level 8 of the Endless Paths, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, level 9. See what happens. Let's see what's going on down here. There's a doorway there, but we'll continue this way for now. Actually, let's stop and let everyone get into correct position. Because we'll end up walking over a goddamn fucking trap if we don't. Gotta keep Durance right at the head. Durance, do you get stabbed in the feet if you do that? Yep.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
I've just realised I have fucking Itumak.
Right.
I thought I took 100 damage then.
What?
Endurance, I need you to check all these cages quickly. And there's a unique spear in there. We're going to need to rest, unfortunately, due to the fact that this room... And we're going to be wasting a good portion of his health already just to get here. So we're going to... we're going to get here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to actually end the part here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. See you guys next part. See you guys then.